Hello, welcome to the channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. Thank you so much for coming back if you've been here before. Today we are going to be doing a pick a card reading, and this is the winner of the last poll, and it is going to be all about your future spouse, your soulmate. Who is this person? So this one's going to be a little bit different than what we usually do here at this channel. Stay tuned and I will explain how. But for now, we are going to talk about the options. We have three options. Option number one is going to be Aladdin and Jasmine from Aladdin. Option number two is King George and Queen Charlotte from the Queen Charlotte Netflix Bridgerton, a Bridgerton story, a spin-off, if you will. And it says, I will stand with you between the heavens and the earth. I will tell you where you are. And then option number three, we have Mr. Darcy and Elizabeth Bennet from Pride and Prejudice. So ask yourself which pile, or maybe piles, have a message for you. And let's talk about what you can expect in this reading. For this reading, we are going to be taking a deep dive as to who is your future spouse, your soulmate, who is this person. And we are going to kick off by looking at who is your future spouse slash soulmate slash divine counterpart, twin flame, whatever you want to call them. And we're just looking at like, who are they at their core personality, their soul essence, who is this person? We are then going to move into what do they do? So what is their career, their passion, their calling? What drives your future spouse slash soulmate? We will then move into what is their current life situation. So where are they in their journey? What's going on in their life as we are doing this reading, as you are listening to this, because this is a timeless reading. Then we're going to jump into what is their love language, or how do they express their love? So once you are connected, once you are with this person, how will they express their love for you? What is going to be their love language? Then we are going to look at what will initially draw you to them. So what stands out to you about them? And on the flip side, we're going to do what will they notice about you first? So what draws them to you? We're then going to go into how and where might you meet them. And this could be the actual place and location. This could also be more of something situational. So whatever wants to come through. Then we're going to go into what will the relationship be like. So what is this relationship between the two of you like? We're then going to talk about any challenges or lessons. So what might need to be worked on during your time together, your relationship, your marriage. And we are going to end it by getting some advice for you to align with your person. So what can you do as you are seeking to align with your soulmate, with your future spouse? So this is going to be slightly different. I am not going to do a check-in of your energy. I'm trying this new version of this type of reading of just going straight into the person that we're talking about. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you prefer to see your energy included as well. But if this sounds like something that you're interested in, stick around. We are about to get started. If this is where you leave me, I hope you have a wonderful week and I hope you come back soon. But let's jump into this. Hello, pile number one. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be your reading if you were drawn to the Jasmine and Aladdin sticker. I'm going to place that right over there. As a reminder, this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. You know yourself best. If it does not fit, do not force it to fit. Also, I did do a reading breakdown at the beginning that is time-stamped below. It's going to tell you exactly what will be answered during this reading. I highly suggest checking that out. That way you know if this is the right reading for you or if maybe this isn't for you, and that's okay. But we are going to start by looking at who is your future spouse, who is your soulmate. And I did mention this, but this is going to be a little bit different than my usual. We're not going to look at your energy as much at the beginning. We are going to get some things answered about you and the relationship itself. But let me know what you think. Let me know if you prefer to see your energy kind of covered as well. But let's start here. So we have the dolphin, the owl. Okay. Okay. And insight. Okay. So, who is your future spouse, your soulmate? Pile number one. First and foremost, this is somebody who feels very interesting because when you look at the cards themselves, when you look at the energies that we have here showing up, we have dolphin energy, which is completely different than owl energy, but yet both of these are showing up to kind of represent your future spouse, your soulmate as a whole. I think that your future spouse is somebody who has a lot of charisma and a lot of different aspects to them. This feels like someone who has a lot of interest, a lot of passions, a lot of just like this is the type of person that their friend group, the people that they hang out with, it almost doesn't make sense because they're all so different. I also think that this is somebody like their interest, what they do, what they enjoy. There's almost like a surprising level of you're into this, but also into that. There's a lot of just kind of opposing things that, again, you wouldn't think that they necessarily go together. Now, we do have some of the elements being represented here. I am going to mention them. This is not an indication of necessarily what sign your future spouse, your soulmate is, but I know some people really like when I mention them. We have dolphin with water, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. We have the owl representing air, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and I would say insight would also be kind of air. I would say that would be air with Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But who is your future spouse, your soulmate, if you will? This is somebody who is very intelligent. This is someone who is very funny, very lighthearted. I do really feel that about this person. I do think they have a lot of depth to them, but I also think that they are very lighthearted. They know how to have a good time. This is someone who always wants to make other people comfortable, who wants to make sure that other people around them are enjoying their time, having a good time. Your future spouse is someone who may have some sort of spiritual practice. So this could be somebody who is religious. This could be somebody who would consider themselves to be spiritual. This could be somebody who prays. This could be somebody who's into many different things. It's going to be different things for different people. But I think at the very least, this is someone who has a strong connection to some sort of higher power, to something outside of themselves. This also feels like somebody who is not only intelligent, but very wise. This is somebody who is wise beyond their years. But again, I don't think this person necessarily presents themselves as an old soul or as somebody who is like wiser beyond their years. It's definitely there, but there's also something very lighthearted, very fun, almost like very young to them. This is not immaturity, but it is almost like a childlike energy. This is somebody who likes to have a good time. This is somebody who wants to make connections, someone who wants to talk and kind of like have fun. I do think that this person is also very good at building connections and making friends and kind of finding people that they can talk to. Like, this is not somebody who is shy. This is not somebody who would struggle when it comes to kind of striking up a conversation and just talking to someone. They're very personable. They're very open. They are very entertaining as well for your future spouse. That's coming through here. And I also think that this is someone that can find something to connect with. or something to connect about with just about anyone. Like this feels like somebody who is very open-minded and somebody who has a lot of life experience. Like this feels like somebody who is well read, somebody who is well traveled, someone who is able to kind of just join in on the fun and bring forth this energy of, oh yeah, I've heard about that, or no, tell me more. So there's something that is very easy about this person, easygoing and very easy to connect with. I do feel this is somebody who is rather grounded. This feels like somebody who is there, even though they're very excited and enthusiastic and they're very outgoing, there's something that's very grounded about the core of who this person is. And I also think that this is someone that is really blessed. Like from the outside looking in, this seems like somebody who is very blessed. And the reason I say from the outside looking in is because I do think that your future spouse, your soulmate, is somebody who works very, very hard. So I think it can be a bit deceiving when it seems like things just come together for them. I would not be surprised if there's somebody that doesn't know them well that may feel like, well, for so and so, things just happen or things just come together. There's something about your future spouse that makes them, they don't complain. This is not somebody who complains. This is not somebody who talks necessarily about the process. So even if they're exhausted, even if they're tired, even if they've taken on a lot, they still have like this sunny disposition to them and this like enthusiastic energy to them. I will also say, pile number one, your future spouse is someone that they don't really tire easily. Like they always seem to have energy to just keep going and keep pushing through. That is coming up very strongly here. Like they're always on the go, they're always pushing through, and you wouldn't be able to tell that this person is tired. And I also don't think that this person gets too much sleep. This feels like somebody who doesn't sleep as much as probably the average person. And I don't think it affects them like it would affect the average person. This feels like somebody who is just on the go, always moving forward. And this is somebody who is very abundant. And abundance doesn't necessarily have to be monetary or tangible or materialistic, but I do think your future spouse, your soulmate, does have a very material, monetary abundance to them. This is someone that feels very much in tune with the undercurrent of their life. So I would not be surprised if for some of you, this is somebody that has like done investments that have kind of paid back, or someone that does something where they're kind of able to stay ahead or get ahead or figure out ways to be abundant and to make more money and to kind of tap into that energy of abundance. I will also say this is somebody that's very generous. So this feels like the type of person that if you go out with them, they don't necessarily have to split the check. Like this also feels like the type of person that will just call someone and say like, "Hey, do you want to hang out today? All right, I got it. Let's go." Or "I got you a ticket to this event. Let's go." This feels like somebody who is very generous, not only with their money, but with their time. I do feel like this is the type of person that if you're on a date with them, you're spending time with them, they are putting their phone away. They are being 100% fully invested in the people that they are with and in the present moment. Again, something very grounded about this person. And it does feel like they do expect the same back. So I don't feel like this is somebody where, like, let's say you go out on a first date with them. If you were on your phone, they probably would not ask you back out on another date if you were just kind of playing on the phone and not being fully present. I do think this is somebody who gives respect, but they also demand it. And it doesn't feel like this is somebody who demands respect by being loud or obnoxious. This just feels like somebody who will remove themselves if they have to. because they feel like they're not being given what they deserve. So this person does have a good sense of self-esteem, self-confidence that is coming through here. Pile number one, I also think that this is somebody who really takes care of their appearance. I would not be surprised if this is somebody that goes to the gym or works out or makes it a point to eat healthy foods. That's coming through here as well. And there's something about the way that they put themselves together. They want to, this person takes pride in their appearance, and they want to appear, they want to put their best foot forward. And they stand out. One thing about your person, pile number one, is this is somebody who stands out in the crowd. This is somebody that you would notice. This is not somebody that is going to kind of go undetected. Like, this really feels like the type of person that you're going to notice, that other people are going to notice as well. But let's talk about your future spouse, your soulmate. Let's talk about, what does this person do? So this could be career, passion. What is their calling? What drives this person? We have the Four of Pentacles, the Page of Cups. Goodness, I don't know why that I can't get these cards off of my hands. The Six of Wands. We have goals. Don't let the world lead you. Take the steering wheel and take control of your life. This would be a good time to write down your goals and aspirations. Focus on creating and managing a budget. And then we also have control. Try to be a little more flexible and allow the universe to work its magic. Don't lose out on opportunities because it didn't come in the form that you wanted it to. Sometimes blessings come in disguise. Stay open-minded to see the potential. So let's slightly shift all of this. Pile number one. When it comes to what drives your future spouse, your soulmate, I think this is somebody who really likes to have the best in their life. This is someone who likes to have a good time and who likes to have the resources and finances in order to have a good time. Like, this person is very aware that, like, for example, if this is somebody that likes to travel, and I do think for some of you, this person will like traveling, they want to make sure that they have the resources at their disposal so that they can travel. This is someone who is not afraid of hard work. For some of you, this person could be working in finance. For some of you, this person could be some sort of like manager. For others of you, this person could be in marketing. This person could be a business owner. Let me see if I'm getting anything else come through here. Regardless of what your future spouse, your soulmate does, one thing is for sure. This is somebody that is recognized. This is somebody that stands out. And this is somebody that's successful. And I do think when it comes to career, work, business, whatever the case is for your person, that this is somebody that knows exactly what they're doing and they're very good at what they're doing. As far as what drives your person, as I was saying, this is somebody that wants to have a good time and they want to have the resources to be able to have a good time. Now, this doesn't mean that this isn't somebody who cares about their career, because I think for most, this person is doing something that is in alignment with something that they are passionate about, or whatever it is that they're doing for work, whatever it is that they're doing for business, whatever it is that they're doing to make money, they are very passionate about that thing. That's coming through here very clearly. For some of you, this person could be like in tech, IT. This person could work with computers. For a few of you, this person could be in sales. For others of you, this person could have investment properties. That's coming through here as well. Regardless of what they do, though, they are very happy with what they do. And I do think they know how to show up and be the best that they can be. We have the Four of Pentacles and we have the Control card. First and foremost, this is somebody, I said this when we were talking about the kind of the core personality. This is somebody who is very abundant. I do think this person has a very like substantial savings account, or they've kind of like their 401k, their Roth IRA, like they have a plan for retirement. And I do think that this is somebody that wants to retire early. So this doesn't feel like somebody who's going to be 65, 67 when they retire. This is somebody who is busting their butt so that they can retire earlier than the average person. And I do think that, because we're going to get into this shortly of like what's going on in their life right now. I think part of what's going on in this person's life is that they are fully going in because they know the life that they want to live. And this feels like a person that like they want to retire by like 40, 45, and they're actually going to be able to do that if everything goes according to plan. And I think for most, this is going to go according to plan. For some, this person can be sometimes a little bit too focused on work. But again, it's because they're very clear about what they want out of their work life. And this is somebody who has, it's very interesting because this feels like a very type B personality when we look at the core of who this person is. But when we're looking at work, this feels like a very type A personality. This feels like somebody who is really focusing on what they want so that they can get to where they want to be. And this doesn't feel like somebody who's going to call out of work or somebody who's going to take a day off. Like this person feels like they are locked in and they're doing what they need to do, and they're not messing around. But different things for different people here. Regardless, this person is successful and this person will be successful. For some, this person has more than one source of income. And for some, this person can be an entrepreneur like on the side. And I do think that your person works very hard. This feels like somebody who really is like working, putting in the time, not just like sitting around doing nothing or playing games. Let's take a look at, now I'm very curious about this. I want to see what this is. So we're going to look at what is their current life situation. So where are they in their journey? What's going on in their life as we do this reading? The Eight of Cups. Very interesting. The Queen of Cups. And the Page of Wands. So, pile number one. I may need to clarify this. I'm going to tell you what I'm seeing and then I'll decide if I want to clarify it. Pile number one, your person right now, what's happening in their life is this is somebody who's putting themselves first. This is somebody who is going through their healing. And for some of you, take it as it resonates. If it feels right in your heart and soul, that's the right answer. If you know otherwise, in your heart and soul, just it's not for you. I think for some, and I would say probably half or less than half, this is somebody who has recently gone through a separation. This could be somebody who ended a long-term relationship. This could be somebody who went through a divorce recently. Only take that if it resonates, if it feels right for you. For others of you, what this is speaking to is this person is focused on self. This person is focused on building their own abundance, on having a good time, on kind of taking care of themselves. I do not feel that your future spouse, your soulmate, pile number one, is currently dating anyone, or even that this person is on the dating market at this point in time. This feels like somebody who is focused on their interest, in their career, in whatever it is that they're working on. And I do think for some of my pile number ones, this person either has a new business, a new job, a new career, a new project, a new hobby that they're kind of undertaking. So right now it feels like a lot of this person's attention is being dedicated towards self, inner growth, self accomplishments, and kind of their goals and what they envision for their future. I also think that this is somebody that is actively choosing to do some introspection about love and relationships and what they want going forward. So, for those of you that resonate with the message that maybe this person recently went through a separation, through a divorce, they ended a relationship. This could be that this is somebody who is at this time just kind of taking the time to heal and being very intentional about, like, let me heal my heart, let me move on from that. These are the lessons I've learned. I now know that this is what I need, this is what I don't need, this is what I want, this is what I don't want, and this is what I'm willing to compromise on. And this is an absolute no, I'm not willing to compromise on this, because I do feel like for some, this is almost rooted on learning lessons, perhaps through connections. For others of you, this is somebody who is doing all of that, but not necessarily because they've come out of a breakup. And I do feel if this person has come out of a breakup, it feels like it's not too recent. Like, this doesn't feel like they broke up with somebody 2 weeks ago. This would probably be like 6 months, a year and a half, 2 years. Like, this feels like somebody who is very intentional. And I do think that this person is also kind of focused on like traveling and having a good time. For some, this person has kind of undertaken a hobby. It could be a sport that this person is now participating in. But this is somebody who is really focused at this time on kind of going through life and experiencing things and having a good time and experiencing adventure, if you will, and preparing themselves for love. Because I do think in the back of their mind, love is kind of coming up and it's something that they're dealing with. But I also think that this is somebody that's very busy. We talked about that at the very beginning. This is somebody that's very busy, so it doesn't feel like they're just sitting around at home trying to heal, or it doesn't feel like this is somebody who is out there looking to date or looking to meet someone. This almost feels like if it's meant to be, it'll be. And when I'm meant to meet my person, I will. I'm preparing for it, but I'm not actively seeking it out just yet. But I do have an open mind to it. If it shows up in my life, I'm open to it. Let's take a look at what is their love language and, how do they express their love. We have the Page of Wands. Yeah, this person is very spontaneous. We have the Hierophant. And okay. And we have the Lovers. So, pile number one. Your future spouse, your soulmate, first and foremost, physical touch. Physical touch. This person wants to kiss, hug. This person wants to hold hands. Intimacy. This person really enjoys physical touch. This person really enjoys being in your presence. This feels like somebody that if you are sitting at home and you are watching a movie or a show, or like even if you're just like playing on your phones, you're cuddled up. Like this person's like, come sit near me, whether it's sit on my lap. Like this person wants to be very close. This person wants to have contact. This person enjoys intimacy. In addition to that, I do also think that this is somebody that is very good with their words of affirmation. This feels like somebody who is very intentional about letting you know how they feel, what they appreciate about you, what they like about you. And I think that when they are receiving, they're also kind of looking exactly for those two, which is that like physical touch and words of affirmation. I also feel like this is somebody who is very spontaneous and likes to have a good time. So this is somebody who would show up and like, hey, I got us tickets to go see something. Or look at this, I saw this, let's go do this. This feels like somebody who is very active, and it feels like they're always going to kind of be planning something, whether it's let's go for a walk together, or like let's just go try this new restaurant, or there's a little festival going on, a food truck festival. There's something going on. Like this feels like somebody who's always looking for something to do. and they will be very intentional about including you. I would also say pile number one, this is somebody who's going to be very conscious of what you like and enjoy. And it's almost like they know what you enjoy, and they use that as a way to build the connection, as a way to make you happy, to surprise you. Let me see if there's anything else coming through, because I'm seeing a lot that's like 18 plus, but we can't talk about that here. 18 plus reading is coming this month. It's going to be, I've posted about it a few times, but I promise it's coming this month. I don't know if I said this year. But this feels like somebody, again, a lot of intimacy, a lot of touch, a lot of hugging, a lot of, I do feel like this is somebody who would be kind of open to the public display of affection. This isn't somebody who's going to kind of be shy of that. It doesn't feel like it's in a way that's a little too much. It feels like a very healthy give and take coming up here, but that's definitely coming up. So, pile number one. Let's see what's initially going to draw you to them. And then we're going to see what they're going to notice about you. But first, we're going to talk about what will initially draw you to them, and then what they notice about you first. So this is you about them. We have the 5 of Wands, 3 of Cups, and we have the 10 of Wands. Pile number one. I'm going to talk about physical because I think there's some physical attributes that are coming up here. First and foremost, I think there's going to be a pretty instant attraction. There's something about the way that they look, about the way that they carry themselves, about their aura. I do feel like this is somebody who, regardless of their actual size, their aura feels very strong. Like this feels like somebody who has like almost like a bear type of aura, like big, like again, if they step into a room, people notice. This is somebody who is being noticed. So what initially draws you to them is the physical. I do have to say, this doesn't feel like a relationship where, you know, you're talking about it down the line and you say, oh, well, you know, I saw them and I wasn't sure. Or, you know, I grew to love this person. I grew to be attracted to this person. No. You are attracted. For some of you, again, it's something could be in the walk, about the way that they strut, about the way that they walk. I also think that what is going to initially draw you in, as I was saying, is their aura. This is somebody who is very friendly, very inviting. This is somebody that has a good time. So, you know, when you see someone and it's like they light up the room, and I know that's something that they say on like true crime documentaries, like everybody lights up a room, which I get it, right? Like we're not here to talk about that. Stop it. But this is truly what I would imagine when somebody says like this person lights up a room, because there's something about them and the way that they carry themselves and their attitude and their looks and just the overall package that feels like people notice when this person walks in. Also, pile number one, the way this person dresses, the way this person looks, the way this person takes care of themselves is very attractive, but it's going to be especially attractive to you, pile number one. I also think that what's going to draw you in to this person, for some of you, it's going to be how competitive they are and how they kind of dominate the space that they're in. Because this is somebody that if you meet them, and some of you may meet this person, I'm hearing like a gala. Okay, we're going to get to that. But that's coming through because we're going to look at how and where. But it feels like maybe there's a fundraiser, a gala, something's going on. But it almost feels like in a room full of people, this is the one that stands out. This is the one that grabs your attention to the point where like it feels like you're the only two people in the room. And I know that's very cliche. I know that's very like romantic, but that's what's coming through. And it's making me think that you may meet this person in a crowd or where there are other people, because that's really standing out here. I also think that this is somebody that like very early on, very like off the bat, you can communicate with and you can like really have a good time with. Like I feel like this person is going to have you laughing, smiling, like it's somebody who's very easy to talk to. Somebody that feels like I've known this person forever and ever. Let's take a look at what will your future spouse, your soulmate, notice about you. And we have the Page of Pentacles. You also have the Presence, pile number 1. The Four of Wands. Okay. And oh, okay. Very interesting, because when we checked at what is their current life situation, we had the Queen of Cups. Now we have the Queen of Cups coming up again. So pile number 1. This is actually very beautiful because we have the Page of Pentacles and the song that's on there is Endgame. And if you are a Swiftie or if you've heard the song, you know what it's about. You can probably guess what it's about just by the name. And then we also have the Four of Wands, which is the marriage card. And we have the Queen of Cups, which is honestly one of the cards in tarot that really speak to like love and just beauty and nurturing energy. What's coming through is when they first see you, what they're first going to notice, we're going to get the physical out of the way because this is a couple, this is a relationship that there is attraction here right off the bat. This isn't somebody, again, you're not growing to like them. They're not growing to like you. This is not going to take like, let's go on a date and then let me figure out if I like you. No, I like you because I like what I see. And they like you because they like what they see. That's coming through clear, loud, to the point. We can move on from that. There's something about, I would say for my pile number 1s, it could be like the legs, the feet. This person may like what you are wearing. This person may be attracted. I don't know why legs and feet are standing out to me. Also, the silhouette. So I don't know if this person sees you and you're kind of turned off to the side the first time they see you. So like what they're seeing is your silhouette, or it's darker when you meet. So it's like your silhouette is coming up. In addition to that, what they're going to notice about you, first and foremost, you are kind of like their definition of what they would be looking for in their partner, in a spouse, in like their dream person. So there is that sense of like, wait, okay, I like what I see. That initial attraction is there. And then I think as they start to kind of interact with you, they start to realize that it's not only physical, that there's a lot there that's beyond physical that they like about you. I will say pile number 1, it could be that you have a very feminine energy. This could be like a very soft energy. And it doesn't, regardless of gender, that's how it's coming through. And this feels like somebody that is very grounded. So there is that sense of mirroring happening here because you do feel like grounded, down to earth type of energy, which this person is really going to like as well. I also do think that you're both going to be able to pick up on the fact that you've noticed each other and that you are both interested in one another. Like this doesn't feel like they're guessing or you're guessing. Like it feels like right away, you both are quite aware that you like one another and that you've kind of almost like you've caught each other's eye. And this feels like the type of the same day we meet, the same day I see you, you see me, we talk, we have a conversation. One of you is approaching. This is very exciting, actually. Okay, so let's talk about the how and the where. And this could be a setting or more situational. We'll see what comes out. That's 2 lovers. Lovers here, lovers there. Okay. I'm actually really excited. This feels like a movie. And the Ace of Pentacles. Some of you are going to meet this person through work. This could be a work event. This could be an outing with coworkers. I do feel for this group, there's more than just the two of you. This feels like you meet at a place where there are other people, there's a gathering, there's something happening. This could also be somebody is introducing you to one another. But this feels like a meeting where, again, there's a room full of people. For some of you, if your workplace has like lunches or dinners or like events, fundraisers, something along those lines, you could meet this person there. This doesn't necessarily feel like somebody that you meet in the office. For those of you that meet this person through work, for some of you, it could be like through a coworker. So where it maybe a coworker says like, hey, I have a friend and I think that you and this person would be perfect for one another. I'm also hearing like a sibling, maybe like a brother or a sister or a sibling, right? Like a sibling relationship, it could be. So it could be that somebody introduces you to one another. One thing that Spirit is making clear here is this is meant to be. So this is going to happen. This connection is going to come through when it's supposed to. There is an element of divine timing. And I think that your person, this dolphin person, is not fully ready just yet. And I think that's why this hasn't fully happened just yet. Because this almost is also speaking to once the choice is made, once that decision is made by both parties, this starts to move along rather quickly. But I do think about how and where this feels like there's other people around. It could be that you are introduced. It could be like a coincidence that you're both in a specific place at the same time. For some of you, this is going to be outdoors, or this is going to be like if this is a restaurant, it may be a restaurant that has like outdoor seating. Very interesting. That's what's coming through there. So what will the relationship be like? And when we talk about what will the relationship be like, my intention was like, you know, like emotionally, like what's this type of relationship? We have the Hermit. Some of this is very mysterious. The Page of Wands. I'm not surprised to see that Page of Wands. We've seen it twice at least. 3 times. Page of Wands came up there. Can you see me? Yeah, you can see it. Page of Wands here, Page of Wands there. Not surprised to see that. Ace of Wands. This to me is a relationship that is very exciting. This is a relationship that, yes, we have the Hermit here because I do think there's going to be a lot of growth and a lot of expansion between the both of you. But I also think this is a relationship where we don't take ourselves too seriously. We want to have a good time. We want to do the things that we want to do. We want to enjoy our time together. This feels like a very young at heart type of relationship. And what's interesting is that I do think both of you are very mature, but I also think this is 2 people that don't take themselves too seriously, kind of coming together and just creating a good time. And I will say, because I love it when this happens, it's kind of matching the sticker that you picked, because I shuffle the cards, I don't see them, and I place the stickers intuitively. And originally, I'll let you in on a secret, pile number 1. The Aladdin and Jasmine card were actually on pile number 3. And as I was taking the picture to do the thumbnail, it felt completely wrong. So then Darcy and Elizabeth went on pile number 3, and Jasmine and Aladdin came on pile number 1. And that felt absolutely right. But that's kind of the vibe that's coming up here. Like, oh my God, think about the Jasmine and Aladdin song. I can show you the world, right? Like, let's go on an adventure. Let's have a good time. That's the vibe. That's the type of relationship this is. This doesn't feel heavy. This doesn't feel like we argue. And this feels like we're going to have a good time. We're going to be friends. We're going to be lovers. But one thing I will say, pile number one, this is not built on friendship. This is built on like attraction. Like this isn't somebody that's like a friend for 10 years or a year or even months and then you decide to try it. Like this feels very much I'm attracted, and if there is a friendship here, it's because somebody hasn't had the guts to say what they're feeling. And I would be shocked if for my pile number ones, this is like a friends to lovers situation, because this feels like I see you, you see me, I want you, you want me, let's go. That's what that feels like. And that's the type of relationship that's here. There's a lot of spiritual growth, there's a spiritual connection, but it's also let's have fun, let's do the things, let's go on adventures, let's be spontaneous, let's enjoy our time together. And I do think that you're both going to spend a lot of time with one another. But speaking of, it wouldn't be realistic if I didn't talk about possible challenges or lessons, what might need to be worked on throughout this relationship, because even though this person is perfect for you, doesn't mean that they are perfect, and it doesn't mean that anyone is perfect, because no one is. So we want to always look at any challenges here. So we have the Page of Cups, we have the Strength card, and we have the Nine of Pentacles. So first and foremost, pile number one, and I think this is true for both of you, make sure to prioritize the relationship. I think this is two very individualistic people coming together. And I think it can take a little bit of like, all right, I'm in a relationship, I'm in a connection, I am with my future spouse, like let me not work as much, or let me make sure that I am prioritizing this person. And this feels like something that wouldn't be done on purpose, but it does feel like, make sure that you're making time and space and that you are connecting with your future spouse, that you are making it a priority to spend time together. That's coming through. I also think that for both of you, I do think work and your goals can be very important. So making sure that you're not pushing in 5 years we can retire, so let's just like work super hard. You still have to nurture the connection. You still have to kind of create time and space for one another to keep everything fresh, to keep everything going. And I also think that one thing that's going to be important is when things come up, don't be afraid to address it, because I almost feel like these two, like the type of connection that's coming through and the type of relationship that's coming through, it can almost be like, I don't want to like harp on this, or I don't want to bring the mood down, or maybe I should just like forget it and move on. So if something is bothering you, if something is bothering your future spouse, I think a lesson is going to be, let's actually discuss it instead of pretending it's all okay and then kind of still feeling that sting underneath the surface. That's coming up here as well. I will say, I also think that for this relationship, there is a possible challenge for some of you, not all of you, that maybe there is a little bit too much adventure, too much excitement, and too much just impulsiveness. So also being able to kind of balance everything out and kind of ground yourselves from time to time, I think is going to be very important. And yeah, that's what's coming through as far as challenges. And honestly, in the grand scheme of things, this isn't something that I am terribly worried about, because this just feels like we are getting used to the connection, we're getting used to being in a relationship, and we're just kind of working out the little things. But pile number one, let's take a look at what is the advice for you in order to align with your purpose. I'm sorry, with your person. Goodness, I said purpose. Is this person part of your purpose? Maybe. We have the Page of Cups. Are we serious? Like, have we seen the Page of Cups already? That's the Page of Cups right over there. Okay. And the Conjurer, which is actually the Magician card in this specific deck. Did we see the Magician? I don't think we did. Pile number one, in order for you to align with your purpose, right? Oh my goodness, I keep saying with your purpose, and my brain is saying with your person. Let's try that again. Pile number 1, in order for you to align with your person, I honestly think that there's not too much for you to do that you are not already doing, pile number 1. Because I think that what's happening is both of you are going through the process to prepare for one another. And I think you are slightly ahead than your future spouse, than your soulmate. I think what this is speaking to is continue to do the things that you need to do for yourself, continue to explore the things that make you happy. This is kind of like, do you, right? Like, continue to do what you need to do for yourself, and continue to hold the vision of what you want in a relationship, of what you want in a connection, because we also have the Magician here. This is you manifesting from a place of confidence and knowing that what you want wants you back. So I don't think this is actually speaking to something that you are not already doing. I think this is speaking to keep doing what you're doing, because this is almost like a timing issue where your person doesn't feel to be like completely ready just yet, but they're getting there. So in the meantime, this is about you coming through and taking care of yourself and having a good time, and also sitting in the confidence of knowing that this will come through for you, that what you want wants you back, and it's going to absolutely come your way when the time is right. So I'm sorry, because I don't feel like that's a clear answer, because I don't think there's anything that you're not doing or anything that's kind of really holding this back, other than you both have to be ready. But I do have some additional cards here, and this is messages of love. So anything about the connection, anything for you, we're going to see what comes out here. Trust. It is safe for you to trust in this situation. So pile number 1, trust that everything is exactly as it should be. Trust that everything is going according to plan, and trust that what is meant for you cannot be taken from you. And continue to hold space for this to come in. And in the meantime, love yourself, take care of yourself, have a good time, enjoy yourself. And then we have healing. Old wounds and childhood issues need revisiting. And it could be that that is what your future spouse is healing, right? Kind of like childhood stuff or wounds. There's definitely healing energy here, especially for this dolphin person, for your soulmate, for your future spouse coming in. That I think that they are going through. And if there's anything that you want to work on in the meantime, absolutely. Again, because of what the advice is for you, it doesn't necessarily feel like there's too much that needs to come up, but there's always space, right? There's always room to be better and to do something if that's something that you seek. And then this is a spell card or an affirmation, however you want to call it. Let's see what you got. Authenticity. Who I truly am is good indeed. I am authentic in thought, word, and deed. Ooh, I love this. So a reminder to continue to honor your authentic self. That's a beautiful one. So again, you can use the spell, whatever you want to call it, the affirmation. But pile number 1, that is what I had for you. Let me know what you think of this new version where we're not necessarily looking at your energy. As far as your affirmation for this week, I actually really like this entire one. Let's do who I truly am is good indeed. Because I hope that you know that you have so much goodness coming to you, and that your authentic and vulnerable self is exactly who you are supposed to be. So I am authentic, or who I truly am is good indeed. But let me know what else you'd like to see next. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hit the notification bell, all the things that help me out. Share the video if you think it's worth sharing. Thank you so much for being here. I am sending so much love, so many blessings, and we will talk soon. Bye for now. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be your reading if you were drawn to the King George and Queen Charlotte sticker, and it says, I will stand with you between the heavens and the earth. I will tell you where you are. I love them. So, as a reminder, this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. You know yourself best. If it does not fit, do not force it to fit. Also, I did do a reading breakdown, which is time-stamped below, which is going to tell you exactly what we are going to be covering. I highly suggest that you check that out. That way you know if this is the right reading for you. So for this reading, we are going to start by looking at who your future spouse, your soulmate is. And then we're going to get deeper into exactly what's going on with them, all the things. But let's see what energies we have here for your future spouse. Oh, hyena. Okay. Nightingale. Okay. Very interesting. And vibration. Wow. This has like a vibe. It's funny that we have the vibration card there, but this is a vibe. So I do want to talk about the zodiac signs being represented by the cards. With the hyena in this deck specifically, it is represented by, what is this? I'm pretty sure this is fire. Where's the symbol? Yeah, there it is. So fire energy. Sometimes I forget that they put the element right there. So fire, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius being represented. We also have the Nightingale with air, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And we have the vibration card, which could be a little bit of earth, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Just because those are the signs that are coming up doesn't necessarily mean that that is the specific sign of your future spouse. I like to mention them as extra confirmation for those of you that are looking for that extra confirmation. But let's talk about who this person is, because as I was saying, this person has a vibe, and I really like this person's vibe because it feels intense, and it feels intense in the best way possible. Your future spouse is someone who is very outgoing. This is somebody who is very driven. I also think that your future spouse is somebody who is very witty, very sarcastic. We have that hyena card there. And I think that this is somebody who is a little bit rough around the edges. And I think that when people first meet or they first encounter your future spouse, your soulmate, there may be even a level of intimidation. And I don't necessarily think that it's because your future spouse puts out that energy, though I also think that they kind of enjoy. Like it almost feels like they've grown to enjoy that reaction that they get. But your future spouse is somebody who has a big personality. This is somebody who really stands out in a crowd. And it's not always necessarily even the looks. It feels like it's just the attitude and the vibe that they carry, like the energy that they carry about them. And this is somebody who really comes across as, I don't want to say scary, but it does almost feel, again, intimidating. It does feel like this person really kind of intimidates other people. But what's funny is that your future spouse is also somebody who is very loving and very caring. But I also don't think that this is somebody that necessarily loves and cares about everyone. This feels like somebody who is very selective about who they connect with. This doesn't feel like somebody who's fighting for everybody to live their best life. It feels like somebody who kind of focuses on themselves, not necessarily in a selfish way, but this really does feel like this person has very specific things that they care about and very specific people that they care about. They wouldn't necessarily harm someone else, but they're not out there like being the champion of the entire world. This isn't somebody who's like, I'm thinking Miss Congeniality when it's like, what do you want? World peace. This isn't that vibe. This is somebody who's very selective, and they kind of worry about their circle and what's within their reach and what's within their power. And I think that your future spouse is somebody who has a very dry, sarcastic sense of humor. And I also think that that's part of the reason why they can be a bit intimidating at times, because the way that they deliver, the way that they speak, the way that they communicate can be very blunt and to the point. This isn't somebody who is hiding what they think. This isn't somebody who is sugarcoating anything. I wouldn't say that this is somebody who is purposefully harmful or hurtful, but I also don't think this is somebody who's going out of their way to sugarcoat information. Like, if you ask this person, hey, do I look okay in this? And if they don't think you do, they may really say like, no, I think you have something better to wear. Or no, and this is why. Like, they are very good at giving constructive criticism. They are very good at communicating honestly. So I will say, especially for you, pile number 2, just keep that in mind, that your future spouse is going to tell you exactly what you need to know. They're going to be honest, and this isn't somebody who is going to tell white lies or sugarcoat anything, which can be a very good quality. But also, I do know that not everyone can always handle that type of personality. So I think that's why when it comes to other people, sometimes your future spouse is a bit intimidating to others. I will also say that your future spouse is someone that really deals with uncomfortable situations through humor. And again, it's very dry, it's very witty, it's very sarcastic. This is somebody that when it comes to bantering, not everybody can keep up with this person. And I will say, I think for you, pile number 2, you are someone that can keep up with them. They are very strong, very powerful. This is not somebody that anyone can deal with. So I do think that the fact that this person is coming up as your future spouse, as your soulmate, it's because you can go toe to toe with them, you can keep up with them, and you can kind of put them in their place. And what's interesting is that you pick the Queen Charlotte, King George card, and that's kind of their energy, right? Queen Charlotte is a very strong energy. She shows up very strongly, and I think that King George does as well. If you've seen the show, there's a lot of that, and that's kind of what like this feels like. And it also feels like your future spouse is going to show up for you. Your future spouse is the type of person where if they care about you or if they care about someone, they're going to show up, and they're going to fully show up and fully embrace it. But I do think this person also tends to downplay certain situations. Kind of, this person can deflect with humor when certain things are coming up. So that's something that I think that they are aware of, and something that they are trying to work on, especially once you connect and once you are in a relationship with this person. There is something very powerful about this person's voice. It could be about the way that they speak, the words that they choose, the inflection, the tone. There's something very powerful. For some, this person could be a singer, or this person could be gifted and have a beautiful singing voice. This is somebody who is pretty fearless. This is someone who is they're going to try the thing. They're going to do the thing. Like, this is the type of person that would go skydiving. This is the type of person that would go on an adventure. For some, this person really does enjoy like being outdoors. And I also think that this person is very good at reading energy. Vibration is very important to them. this feels like the type of person that, like, when they're speaking to you or when they're speaking in general, they're looking for the vibe. They're looking to make sure everything is in alignment and things feel right. So this is somebody who's very instinctual, and this is someone that has a strong connection to music in some way, whether it's that they find music very healing, or it's that they are some sort of musician, some sort of singer, but this person does have a very strong connection to music. I think for some, there's a lot of healing that happens through music. So this could be someone where if they're having a rough day, they need to kind of go into their own world and really listen to music, and listen to music that is going to help them come out of that or help them deal with that. This person could be a songwriter as well for some of you. And it doesn't have to be what they do as a career. It could be something that they just do on the side as well. And one thing about your future spouse is this person has a very strong throat chakra, and this person will speak their truth. And if this person is not speaking their truth, then they are feeling blocked. And I do think that at some point in their life, this person has dealt with having to learn to speak their truth. And that probably was when they were younger. But that's coming through very strongly. All right, pile number 2, let's look at what do they do. And this portion of the reading is going to tell us, like, this could be career, passion, calling, what drives your future spouse. The Ace of Wands, the Five of Swords, the Six of Cups, settling. So perhaps it's time to ask yourself if you are getting paid what you are worth. Don't settle for a dead-end job where you don't see any opportunity for growth. Though your money is stable, you are not making enough to keep you happy. And finally, we have the Rebel. Yeah, this is this person's energy. You're a trailblazer meant to see things differently and set a new path for others. Your rebellious spirit makes you a great system buster to teach others a better way. An old belief about money could be preventing you from getting ahead. So I do think, let's actually talk about career, because I think there's a few things coming up. Take the ones that resonate for you. Different people watching, different messages for each one of you coming up. So pile number 2, what drives this person? What do they do? This is somebody that has gone through a lot of growth in their life, and they've had to kind of come out of their comfort zone. For some of you, this is somebody who works in like corporate setting. This could be somebody, this is very specific, but for some of you, this could be somebody that is like an accountant. This could be somebody that works in retail in some way. This could be somebody that manages others. This could be somebody that has their own business. And if they do have their own business, they spent quite a bit of time working for other people. This is somebody that works in very busy, very chaotic settings. And I do think that part of what drives this person is to be a better version of themselves and to make, I do think making money and kind of rising above their station and rising above what they are doing is very important to this person. I will also say this person does have a very rebellious energy to them. I do feel like this is somebody that has changed careers and is not afraid of changing careers. This feels like somebody who is a jack of all trades, somebody who knows how to do many different things, and somebody who may have more than one source of income. This does feel like somebody who can be a bit impulsive at times when it comes to work and career and when it comes to what they want to do. Like, this isn't somebody who is going to stay in a situation that is not right for them. And we have the settling card here, and I think one of your future spouses, your soulmate's biggest fears is to be somebody who settles. So this is somebody who is constantly challenging themselves to grow and expand and move beyond what they thought was possible for them, or even what other people thought was possible for them. So, as far as career, it could be many different things, but I do think, again, there is a level of like this person works in a fast paced or maybe even chaotic type of job, type of career, or like a business. For some of you, this person could quite literally make something. So this could be somebody that maybe is like in construction, or somebody that maybe like makes a product, somebody that does like HVAC maybe, something along those lines. This feels very blue collar type of work, if I'm honest, is what's coming through. But I do think that this is somebody who is part of what drives this person is being better and growing and making sure that they are not remaining stagnant, that they are not remaining stuck. And I do think there are some expectations around this person that may feel very overwhelming. And this could have been like maybe it was expected that they were going to do something very specific for work and they knew it wasn't right for them. But there is a level of this person has had to find themselves, and it could even be like they picked a job or a career where they realized they were not happy in it. But I do think a big drive for this person is making sure that they are making more money and that they are leveling up in some way when it comes to their career and when it comes to their finances as well. And this person is not going to stay in a situation that's not for them. That's 100% coming through. Let's actually, you know what? Let's jump into this part because we're going to look at what is their current life situation. So, where are they in their journey? What's going on in their life as we're doing this reading, the Fool. We also have the Queen of Swords, and we have the Five of Wands. Pile number 2, where this person is at is they are going through a period of transformation and growth. This feels like your future spouse, your soulmate at this time is undergoing a lot of personal growth, a lot of personal transformation. I do feel like this person is kind of in a place where their main focus is being the best version of themselves that they can be. This really, to me, looks like somebody who is looking to take care of their body, take care of their mind, of their emotional state. This feels like somebody who is fully focused on doing what is right and getting to where they want to be. This also feels like I'm not going to play games anymore. I'm going to like hunker down and do what I need to do. And I do think that this person is doing a lot of internal work on identifying in which ways they get in their own way and in which ways they may kind of, they may want to, in which areas of their life they may want to create change. And I do think that this person, that your future spouse, is embarking on a brand new energy. And this could be that they are currently in the middle of changing their career. This could be that they're in the middle of moving. This could be that they are in the middle of like doing some healing work. For some, this could be somebody that, you know, is currently like seeing a therapist or doing a lot of internal work. This could be somebody who's like hitting the gym and making sure that they are taking care of their body in a way that feels right for them, in a way that makes them feel good. This feels like somebody that has fully focused on what it is that they're trying to create more of in their life. And there's a transformation happening here. It's very intentional. It is something that they are working on because they've decided that this is what they want to do. I do feel, pile number 2, that your person is currently single, or they have recently come out of a relationship, a situationship. But for most of you, this person is absolutely single and has been. And I think that this person is in a place where they're really figuring out what they want out of life and how they're going to get it. For some of you, this person is going through their Saturn return. So they could be like between, what is it, like 28-ish to like 30? Is that the Saturn? I forgot the exact ages, but this person could be going through their first Saturn return. I know there is a second one, but this feels like a second. And if you reach a specific age, there's a third Saturn return. But this feels like a first Saturn return type of energy where they are really kind of focused on the changes that they want to make and self-improvement. And there's a complete change of energy here. This is somebody who's choosing something completely different for themselves. Pile number 2, let's take a look at what is your future spouse's love language. Like, how do they express their love? What is their love language? We have the Ace of Swords. We have the Nine of Swords. And we have the Queen of Wands. Pile number 2. As far as this person's love language, I feel like their love language, first and foremost, is words of affirmation. I think this is somebody who is very good at really communicating and kind of giving those words of affirmation. This is somebody who wouldn't have any issues telling you that they love you or telling other people how they feel about them or just communicating where they are at emotionally. And I think that this person does make it a point to kind of share and communicate and tell other people whatever it is that comes up for them. I would not be surprised if this is the type of person that like would write you a poem or a love letter, or they send a very like loving text message. This also feels like somebody who is very deep in how they communicate. So this doesn't feel like I love you, period. This feels like it would be a lot more specific, a lot more deep than that, and it would include a lot more information. I also think that your future spouse really shows their love, and another love language that they operate under is acts of service. This really feels like the type of person that would show up and make dinner for you, or they would show up and make sure that you don't have to go pump your gas, or you don't have to fix your car, or you don't have to whatever the thing is. Like, this feels like somebody who is very much like words of affirmation and acts of service is their main love language. I also think that this is somebody who shows their love through appreciation and through support. This feels like somebody who is very supportive, especially if you are ever like overwhelmed, if you are ever going through like a period of anxiety or depression or stress. This is somebody who is very supportive, who's going to show up and be whatever it is that you need them to be, but also take care of the things that you need them to take care of. So this is the person that if you're moving, you can call this friend. This is the person that if you are needing a shoulder to cry on, they can hold that space for you. This feels like somebody who is very thoughtful and someone who is very much in tune with the needs of their partner. And I also think pile number 2, as far as how your future spouse shows and expresses their love, there's a level of romance here that kind of plays under the surface. Like, this person has a very like poetic, mystical writer type of vibe to them. Like, there's something that's very romantic, especially about the words, how they communicate, and how they show up for you and the people that they love. Let's take a look. All right, so we're going to look at what will initially draw you to them. So when you see them, when you meet them, when you connect with them, what draws you to them? And then we're going to look at what draws them to you. So we have the Magician, Mastermind. We have the Ace of Pentacles with, what is that, Delicate? And then we have the Moon with Cruel Summer. Can I be honest, pile number 2? Okay, we're going to be honest. This person is giving, and I'm going to say bad boy energy, but apply that to whatever gender you are interested in. You know what I mean when I say that. We're talking about like that archetype of like, there's something very mysterious about this person. There's something very alluring about this person. And there's something that feels almost, they don't feel like other people. They don't feel, how do I want to explain this? Because I know somebody's going to be in the comments yelling at me saying, no, I would never want that type of person. And I want to make sure I explain this very carefully, because this is not an F boy, F girl, whatever energy you want to give them. But this person does have that type of aura that feels very magnetic, that feels almost like, I want to say dangerous, but they're not actually dangerous, because this person is actually way more sensitive than what they lead themselves, like what they lead on. But this feels like somebody that when you notice them, part of what's going to initially draw you to them is how like mysterious they are, how magnetic their energy is. And I do think there is an attraction here, but I also feel like there's like the level of attraction that this is, it's almost like I can't quite put my finger on it. Like, yes, they're physically attractive, but I can't put my finger on it. I just feel drawn to this person. I feel like a magnetic pull to this person. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that this person almost feels like a little bit on the edge, a little bit of yeah, it's like the bad boy energy, like that. It's like that, like, yeah, bad boy. That's what I keep getting here. You know what? I would say intensity. This person is like, there's a level of intensity to this person that feels like it draws you in. Pile number 2. If this is the pile for you, I think for most of you, you're gonna know what I'm talking about, because this may be like your type, or this may be something that would draw you in. Also, I want to say there's something about this person's eyes, the way that they look at you, their gaze, there's some sort of intensity in the eyes as well. But like they also feel like a very solid option. Like it feels like, you know, deep down it's not like, wait, like this isn't bad boy in the bad way, or like dangerous in the like literal way. It just feels like there's something very mysterious about them. I am actually very curious. Let's take a look at what will they notice about you, or what's going to attract them about to you. Oh, I will tell you why I'm laughing right now. So we have the Sun, the King of Wands, and the Three of Swords. Pile number 2. You know what this feels like? I'm going to tell you exactly what this feels like. And if you've seen this meme, or if you've seen this picture, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. There is like a meme that goes around every so often, and it's like 2 houses, like 2 mansions, they're huge, that are like side by side, and one is pink and the other one is black. And like they're just like neighbors, and like the one side is pitch black, that's the house, that's the thing, there's no color, and the other one is the pinkest house you can think of. That's the vibe that's coming through with this relationship and with this connection. And I think this is going to be a little bit of an opposites attract, and we're going to get more information on that as the reading goes on. But so far, to me, this feels like opposites attract, and this is just 2 people that On the surface, I will say on the surface, because I think there's a lot more in common than what you would probably think. But on the surface, this feels like two opposites that are attracting one another. Like, it doesn't feel like these two may have too much in common. Now, what I do think that you both have in common is creativity and your ability to love very deeply and to care very deeply. But when we are talking about what they are going to notice about you, what they are going to love about you, it's the same exact thing. It's the aura. But in your case, it feels like your aura is a lot brighter, a lot sunnier, a lot more inviting, a lot more lighthearted. And I also think that pile number two, you give off a very confident, sexy vibe, but you both have like this mysterious magnetic energy to you. At least that's how both of you are going to see each other and how both of you are going to relate to one another, especially during the first meeting. Now, we also have the Three of Swords here. And I think this Three of Swords is kind of the realization that, yes, this person is very much like sunny, lighthearted. There's something very inviting about this person, something very giving, loving, sensitive about this person. But also, it's almost like your future spouse is going to be able to tell there's so much more underneath the surface. This feels like somebody who chooses to show up in this way and chooses to be the best version of themselves, but somebody who's also been through a lot, and somebody who, like, both of you through eyes, the eyes keep coming up for both of you. It's like you are looking at each other's eyes and you are seeing so much information about the other person, and it's very captivating to both of you. So there is that physical attraction, because I do think for both of you, you are both experiencing a very physical attraction, but I also think there's so much more and so much more underneath the surface that is attractive, that you are both going to find attractive about the other. But it does feel very yin and yang. It does feel very opposites attract. And yeah, that's the best way I can describe that is like those two houses side by side. I wish I could post, maybe I'll try. If I remember, I'll try. But it's like the pink house and the black house, and they're like right next door to one another. That's the vibe here. That's what's coming through here as far as like both of you and the connection and the vibe for the relationship. Let's take a look at how and where will you meet. So this could be the setting or situation around the meeting, the Two of Wands and Judgment card. Pile number two, I will say this feels like it's one of those divine timings meant to be situations. But I will also say when you meet this person, it's going to be very unexpected, and it's not going to be at like a usual spot, a usual type of meeting way or meeting place that you would go to meet people. So let's say that you are someone where when you meet romantic partners, you usually use like a dating app. Then this person, you're probably going to meet them in a more traditional way. Or let's say that you are somebody who usually meets partners through like a friend or a more traditional way, then this is probably somebody that you meet through like a dating app. For some of you, it could be that you meet this person while on vacation, while traveling somewhere, while trying something new or doing something different. So I would say for this group especially, making sure that if your intuition is really kind of nudging you to try something or to kind of step out of the comfort zone, do that. Because this feels like when you are going to meet this person, it's going to be, again, divine timing. It is divinely orchestrated. You are going to be at the right place at the right time. They are going to be at the right place at the right time. So honoring that and allowing yourself to explore and to be open and to do new and different things, to be a bit spontaneous as well, because this feels like it's not in the norm. Oh, so this, it could be like this, if you meet this person while you're out and about, it's not in a place that you usually go to, type of thing. Like this isn't the person that's going to be at your go-to restaurant or your go-to coffee spot. Like this feels like it happens when you least expect it and when you are doing something different. And I think that that is true for both of you. Let's take a look at what will the relationship be like between the two of you. So what will the relationship be like? We have the 10 of Swords, the 6 of Pentacles, and the 4 of Cups. Pile number 2, this feels like a relationship where for some of you, this really does feel like it's a time of... for some of you, this is going to be like a second chance. Or, and it doesn't have to be a second chance with like somebody that you already know, or like you and this person giving each other a second chance. But I think for some of you, this could be a relationship where maybe you've been in a long-term relationship and there's been a breakup or a divorce, or that's the case for them. Because this feels like the type of relationship that is very grounded. It's very, I almost want to say mature in a way. And it is a relationship where there are a lot of emotions, where there is a lot of healing and a lot of growth. And it's a relationship that, to me, these cards are speaking to a second chance. These cards are speaking to like either, yes, it was me and this person and we had a go at it and it didn't work, and then we come back together and we give each other like this second chance. We give the relationship a second chance to be what it could be, or to reconcile, right? But I think for most of you, it's actually different, where this is a second chance where there's something that happens. And it could be with a completely different person, or for some of you, it could even be like, I just didn't think I was going to meet my person. I thought I was going to be alone. Like this feels like a very healing, deep connection, but it does feel like it's a brand new opportunity. An opportunity that perhaps you yourself didn't necessarily think that it was possible, or it could be this hyena, like your future spouse didn't think that this was possible. So this feels like a brand new beginning, a brand new opportunity where I get to choose something different, something that is more balanced, and I get to be with somebody that shows up and that puts forth effort and that gives me what I deserve. But it almost comes after a point where maybe hope was lost. But as far as the relationship itself, I do think there's a lot of love here. But this feels like a very grounded love, like a love where there's a lot of healing, there's a lot of showing up for one another, there's a lot of maturity. I said this in a different pile, but the stickers today seem to be really aligned to the reading themselves, because this does feel a little bit like that King George, Queen Charlotte relationship in the show. There's a lot here. And it's not even like you're struggling with each other, because I don't think this is a relationship where there's a lot of drama, there's a lot of arguing. But I almost feel like this is two people coming together, and it could be we come together after a period of, like, again, it could have been a divorce, it could have been a heavy breakup, or it could have just been like, I just didn't think this was going to happen for me. And I do think for some of you, this could be a connection that comes like not super early, not like when you're like early 20s. Like this feels like this is something that comes together maybe like late 20s, 30s, maybe even 40s for some of you. Take that as it resonates, but it almost feels like a very healing, a very grounded connection. and a connection that is rooted in devotion, trust, love, and patience. This is actually a very beautiful type of connection that's coming up here. Let's take a look at any challenges or lessons, like what might need to be worked on during this relationship. And I want to put this in because I want to be realistic about this reading. It can't all be sunshine and flowers, right? We're going to sometimes have to work on some things. We have the Hanged Man, Justice, Six of Cups. Pile number 2, this feels like a very spiritual, this could be like a divine counterpart, twin flame, high level soulmate. This could be, I've said it, this feels like a very healing type of relationship, a very deep healing. We're meant to do work together. We are going to show up and do the work, but there's things that's going to come up and we're going to have to deal with. And I think when it comes to any possible challenges or lessons, I think for both of you, it's not going to be as much as what comes up in the relationship, as much as like making sure that you are not letting specific triggers into the relationship. And what do I mean by that? We have the Six of Cups, we have Justice, and we have the Hanged Man. So I think for this group and for this couple specifically, making sure that if there is a discussion or an argument, that you know when to take a step back and say, let's breathe, let's ground, and then we can talk about this. Not kind of feeding into drama or not letting what you are used to or what you are accustomed to be what dictates how this relationship goes. So for example, if you or your future spouse is somebody who's been betrayed or cheated on, you don't want to jump to the conclusion that any little thing is that repeating itself. It's about being open and letting go of the past and being fully present in the present moment with your partner, and realizing that this is a relationship that is completely different than what you've had before or what you have seen in others as well. Because for those of you where maybe you haven't been in a relationship, there could be kind of a heaviness that is carried where maybe you've seen relationships that weren't as healthy or as nurturing, and you can carry a little bit of like, I don't want that to be the case for me. So being able to ground and deal with things as they come up. And I also think for this group, making sure that you are dealing with the things as they come up so that you are not holding on to resentments, right? Being able to forgive your partner, being able to forgive yourself, because nobody's perfect. There's always going to be something, not always, but there's going to be things that come up that require that level of forgiveness. So when you forgive your person or when they forgive you, being able to leave it there instead of carrying it and using it as a weapon. What do I mean by that? So, we had an argument, we worked through it. 3 weeks from now, 3 months from now, 3 years from now, I can't keep bringing that same thing back up as a way to get back at you whenever we're arguing or whenever something comes up about something completely different. So I think that is going to be a challenge and a lesson for this group. It's being in the present moment and allowing yourselves to pause, to take a step back, and also being able to identify the expectations that may come up and what may kind of be a trigger. Because I will say, I do think this is a very passionate relationship and connection. So I think that things, when they come up, there's kind of very fiery energy to both of you and to the relationship itself. This feels, again, intense. This is a very intense connection. Let's take a look at, and I actually want to make this clear. What I am channeling, because I haven't had this type of connection come up in a reading in a long time, so I want to make this clear. What I am channeling is not in any way an unhealthy relationship. This is not somebody who would take advantage of you. This is not somebody who would use you. This is not somebody who would treat you in any negative way. There's just intensity here. I want to make that clear. This is not toxic. This is not any of that. Because this does feel like it would be two people that would want to work through this. If this is toxic, it's not what I'm channeling. Or if you are in a situation where you may think you know who this is, or you may meet somebody and you think back to this is not toxic. This is just a type of relationship that would require both people to show up and do the work. And it's also a relationship where both people want to show up and do the work. So if you're hearing this and you're like, this is not what I want, absolutely fine. Doesn't have to be for you. You can choose something different. But let's take a look at how you can align with this person. What is the advice here for you to align to this person? The Seeress, so that is the High Priestess, and the Seven of Autumn, which is the Seven of Pentacles. Pile number 2, I don't think you're going to like this answer very much. So continue to follow your intuition. Continue to connect to your intuition. Be patient. There is nothing that you have to do, or maybe even can do at this time, to speed this up, because everything is falling into place the way that it's supposed to. And again, I know that's probably not what you want to hear, but we have the High Priestess, we have the Seven of Pentacles. This is really speaking to it's going to come together in divine timing. But with the Seven of Pentacles being here, there's also this reminder that it's not going to take as long as you think, and that it's closer than what you think. But as far as what you need to do to align to this person, you're already doing it. And that is continue to listen to your intuition and just be patient. All right, pile number 2, I have a few more cards for you. Let's see what the advice is. And this could be about the relationship. This could be for you. We're going to see whatever comes out here. Abundance, you've done the work. Abundance flows to you now. Yeah. You're already in alignment for what you want. It's on its way to you. It just has to work its way to you. And then we have children. Children are important to this partnership. I do think inner child healing, working with the inner child, with that part of self that can be triggered, is a part of what would be helpful to this relationship and what would be helpful to both people individually. Also, if you are somebody that wants children, or maybe you have children or a child, right? This is confirmation that this relationship could be somebody, like if you want a child, there's going to be a child here. Or if you have a child or children, this person would be a great addition to their lives. All right, so this is a spell card or an affirmation. We're going to see what you get. This could be something that you use, a message for you. Let's see. Ooh, sensuality. Your freedom flowing from far away. I dance, I love, I laugh, I play. Ooh. Pile number 2. I really like that card here for you, because I do think for this group, especially once you're in this relationship, making sure that you bring in that lighthearted and that fun and that just sensuality is going to be so important. But pile number 2, that is what I have for you. Claim it in the comments. Let's see, what is going to be your affirmation for the week? I allow love to flow to me now. Because that's all you have to do. You have to allow love to flow to you. There's nothing else you can do. There's nothing else and not even you can do. There's nothing else you have to do. But pile number 2, thank you for allowing me to read for you. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Let me know if you like this new setup where we look at your person, or if you prefer when we look at your energy and your person's energy, just trying something new. For those of you that have been here before, let me know what else you'd like to see next. I am always making a note of what you guys suggest, and I add it to my list. It'll all get done eventually. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I am sending so much love, so many blessings, and I hope to talk to you soon. Bye for now. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be your reading if you were drawn to the Mr. Darcy and Elizabeth Bennet sticker from Pride and Prejudice. We're going to place that right over there. As a reminder, this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. You know yourself best. If it does not fit, do not force it to fit. Also, I did do a reading breakdown at the beginning, which is timestamped below. It's going to tell you exactly what this reading is going to cover and the format and all the things that you need to know to decide if this is the right reading for you at this time. I highly suggest that you check that out. But we're going to start the reading by looking at who is your future spouse. Who is this soulmate that's coming in? Let's take a look. Ooh, we have the octopus. I almost say octopi. I don't know why. It's the octopus. And the wolf. And the motivate card. Okay. Very interesting. So, pile number 3, I will mention the zodiac signs on the cards because we have the elements there. So with the octopus, water energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. With the wolf, earth energy, oh my goodness, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And with motivate, I could see that being fire. I could see that being earth. So I'll mention the fire signs. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. That is just extra confirmation, just sharing what elements are on the cards. This does not necessarily mean that that is the sign that your future spouse is. As you can see, we have many signs represented regardless. So take that as extra confirmation. So, who is your future spouse? Who is this person? I think that your future spouse is someone who is... Let's back this up a little bit because I was going to go somewhere else, but I want to talk about one thing first because I do think that your future spouse is very much family oriented. This is somebody who is really caring and willing to invest in their connections. I also think that your future spouse is somebody who is very intelligent. And this feels like somebody who kind of has a lot of different interests and a lot of things that they are constantly working on, constantly investing their time in. Your future spouse feels like at times this is somebody that may become a bit scattered. And what's interesting is that I'm actually feeling a bit scattered. Like when I started the reading there, that's not how I was feeling when I was doing the other 2 piles. And I think it's a little bit of this person's energy. Like they can be pretty restless. They can be pretty scattered at times because there's so much that they want to do. And there's so much that I think that this person is also good at, which is interesting, right? And I do think that your future spouse is someone where they have to kind of learn to focus. And I think a big thing that they have been working on in this lifetime is focusing their energy so that they can really see something through. Because this person's energy can feel a little bit, again, like restless, scattered. They can kind of spin their wheels almost a little bit. But what's beautiful about this person is that this is somebody that is very good at reading other people's energies. And this is somebody who is very emotionally intelligent. I do think your future spouse really values connection and relationships and romance. That's coming through very strongly here. I also think that your future spouse plays a very important role in either their community or their family. And I think for most, it's going to be both. Like, I feel like this is somebody that in some way shows up for the community and is well known in their community. And what that community is, it's going to be different things for different people. For some, it can be quite literally the community that they work in. For others, it could be more of the, like maybe the community that represents their job, or maybe like a specific cause that they are a part of. But this feels like somebody who does get involved and does care about the greater good, especially in the spaces that they occupy. I will also say that your future spouse is somebody who is very reliable. This is somebody who is very fearless, very protective as well. This is not someone that you want to cross, and this is not somebody that you want to mess with. If somebody messes with their loved ones, your future spouse is coming out and defending that person. Your future spouse is going to stand up for the people that they love and for the people that they care about. And, like, for example, when this person has a significant other, or when this person has a family, not just the family they were born into or they were raised in, but like their own family. Like, let's say you get married and you are their family at that point, right? Or you decide to have children. This person is going to show up and do anything and everything that they need to do in order to make sure that their family is taken care of. This does feel like somebody who is like head of household, somebody who is going to take the lead and do what needs to be done to make sure that their loved ones are okay, and that their home, that their family is thriving. I also think that this is somebody who has, again, there's like some form of activism. Maybe it's somebody who can be in politics, somebody who has a cause that they are very passionate about. There's something outside of themselves that this person cares a lot about, that they put their time, energy, and even money into. That's coming through strongly. So that could be like animal rights. This could be politics. This could be insert any social issue. I do feel like this is somebody who is involved in something within the community. And I also think that that's why they are so well known within the community. And I think that one thing that this person wants to be mindful of at times is how strong their energy is, especially when they care about something, because I do think that this person has a very intense energy, especially if they feel like somebody is being taken advantage of, or something is not fair to them or to someone else. I will also say I do think for most of you, this is somebody that is either going to want children, or maybe has a child already, or children. I do feel that very strongly. And for those of you where this person, maybe it's not a child, it could even be like a pet, like how some people will say like your fur baby. It could be that, but this feels like somebody who has someone that they take care of. And this could have been somebody that maybe took care of like a sibling growing up, where they're still taking care of someone. This feels like a caretaker coming through. And I also think that this is somebody that really knows how to ground their energy, but also somebody that has very strong emotions. So I do think that this is somebody who can kind of get like really upset. Again, if something isn't fair, this is somebody who's going to get very upset about that, but they're able to keep their cool. This doesn't feel like somebody who's like blowing up and causing a scene, but this does feel like somebody that really does get worked up for the things that they care about and the things that they are passionate about. And one thing that I think that your person is working on in this lifetime is learning when to let go and when to release that which does not serve. And one thing I will say about your future spouse is they can be a bit scattered and they can be a bit restless at times. But once they are fully locked in, once they care about something or a cause or whatever it is that they're working on, like once they are motivated to see it through, they absolutely will. Like, this is somebody who's going to make things happen. This is somebody who's going to see it all the way through, regardless of how restless or how scattered they are. I will also say for some of you, this could be somebody who is neurodivergent. So this could be somebody who maybe has like ADHD or something like that, because they do feel like very intelligent, but also a bit all over the place. And it feels like it's because they have so many interests, so many things that they want to do and that they are usually working on, where it just feels like a bit chaotic in their energy, if I'm being completely honest. But pile number 3, let's take a look at your future spouses. What do they do? So this could be a career, a passion, a calling. What drives them? What inspires this person? What keeps this person going? Strength. I'm not surprised to see this here. The Fool. Let's see what else we have. The Wheel. I actually really like this person's energy. Luck. We have your luck is about to change for the better. You could get a lucky break, some financial breakthrough. Anything you do now will be very prosperous for you. And I actually am glad that card is here because I want to talk about that. And then we have loss. Expect some financial turmoil in the near future. A job loss can make it difficult to keep control of your money. You will have to work really hard to make ends meet. Talk about quite the energies here. All right, so pile number 3, as far as what this person does, whether it's career, passion, calling, we've already talked about this. So there is something that your future spouse is very passionate about. It could be anything under the sun that kind of really falls under like social issues, politics, making the world a better place, standing up for those that have less than they do, for those that don't have fair opportunities. This feels like somebody who is very passionate about helping others. Who others are is going to depend, different things for different people. For some, again, fill in the blank, whatever it is. It could be children, it could be animals, it could be the elderly, it could be whoever. But as far as possible like career or like passions that are coming through here, I do think this is somebody who has a lot of change that is constantly happening in their life. Not in a sense of, because this person doesn't necessarily feel irresponsible to me, but it does feel like they are very quick at, not quick, but they're very good at responding to change when they feel that change needs to happen. This is somebody who is not afraid to cut their losses and walk away and start something brand new. I do feel like one thing that is very interesting is that this is somebody who is very lucky, or somebody that would be deemed as very lucky. Like, they are very good at picking up on the energies and they're very instinctual. So they can be very good when it comes to investing, or when it comes to kind of walking away from something and trying something new. Like, this feels like the type of person who is a pioneer in whatever it is that they're doing. Like, they're willing to take a chance and they're willing to be the first to do something, or one of the first to do something. So when it comes to what drives your future spouse, I think part of what drives them involves making sure that they are making a difference in the world. I think for this person, it's not even so much about the money, though I do think there's almost like this lucky break for them, because we have the lost card here, But to me, what I'm picking up is like, even when they lose, they win. Because, like, even if they lose money or even if things don't go their way, it kind of evens out in a way where something or someone comes through and they're back on, like, they're back in their best, living their best life. But this is somebody who wants to make sure that they are creating change for the better in the world. For some of you, this could be somebody that works in law. This could be like a lawyer. This could be a police officer. This could be somebody in the military. This could be someone that works in a career or a job that requires a lot of transformation of either data. Like, could this be like maybe like an account manager? This could be somebody that does this could be somebody that flips houses or properties. This could be somebody that invests as well. For some of you, this is a consultant. This person goes into businesses and kind of helps them identify what's not working. This could be somebody in HR as well. This is very specific, that's coming through. Take it as it resonates. There's something about your future spouse that what they do for work or what they do to make money or just their overall energy, it's very transformative. For some of you, this person could do something like in politics where maybe they actually have a position where they make money in politics. That's coming through as well. That's not going to be true for everyone, so take that if it resonates. Whatever it is that they do, there's a lot of change, a lot of transformation, and it feels like they come into the space and create even more change and transformation. And again, this person, it feels like things just work out for them. They're very lucky. And sometimes when I say that, I will say like, oh, it's not just luck, it's because they're working really hard underneath the surface. That's true here to some degree, but I also think that this person is also just very lucky. Like, this person is pot of gold at the end of the rainbow lucky. Like, things just work out for them. For someone here, this could be somebody that works in mental health. That's also very specific, so take that if it resonates. This person is able to transform something. Whatever it is that they do, it involves transformation. Yeah, I keep getting investor for some of you. Like, this person could absolutely be investing. All right, pile number 3, let's keep going. Let's take a look at what is their current situation in their life. What's happening in their life right now? Where are they on their journey? We have the Ace of Cups, the Three of Wands, very interesting, and the Tower card. Okay. So, right now, your future spouse is going through a period of change. For some of you, this person has very, very recently ended a relationship. This could have been a divorce. This could be a breakup. If it is a divorce, a breakup, it feels like it was something very significant. This to me doesn't necessarily feel like we just, I dated someone for 2 months and then we broke up. This feels like, okay, this was quite a few years, or there was a big level of commitment involved in this, and it just didn't work out. That's just for some of you. Take it if it resonates. For others of you, the change that's happening, and I will say, even for those of you where it does resonate that there's been a breakup or a divorce, I think even for those of you, this applies where there's a lot of change happening in their life at this time. This feels like there could be a move. This person could be moving from one place to another. This doesn't feel like I bought a house in the same town or in the same city. This feels like I am picking up my stuff and I am fully moving. Or maybe I owned a house and now I had to sell that house and I'm moving to a completely different place. There is a level of things feel a bit chaotic for this person. For some of them, it could be that they've had to change their job, or they have job loss at this time, or they're changing their career. Maybe it's for some of you, pile number 3, this person could have worked for the government. I don't know why that's coming through. Because I keep getting like politics, like law, something like that. But regardless, their current energy, the current energy in their life and what's happening in their life at this time is transformation. And I think your future spouse is in a place where they're trying to keep themselves grounded and they're trying to look at the bright side, because they are going through a very difficult point in time. And I will say, I don't think this person is dating someone right now. This feels like somebody who would be like fresh out of a relationship, but this person is not seeing someone. This person is not talking to anyone. This person is not in a situationship. This feels like a time where the focus is on self. This person could be going through a very difficult, heavy time in their life where they're kind of leaning on their loved ones, but this feels like a little bit of a chaotic time in their life, and they're trying to stay positive. They're trying to look on the bright side and make sure that they are looking forward to the things that are coming their way, because one thing about your future spouse is that this isn't somebody who's going to give up. This isn't somebody who is going to just allow life to get the best of them. Like, this is somebody who is very strong. This is somebody who is not going to walk away without a fight. And they are doing everything that they can do to make their situation and their experience easier right now. So it feels like where they're at is they're trying to fill their own cup. They're trying to take care of themselves. They are trying to take care of their needs, making sure that they are not only mentally and emotionally taking care of their needs, but physically they're doing what they're supposed to be doing as far as work, finances, career. I think the spiritual self as well. I think for my pile number 3s, this is somebody that is trying to kind of get closer to whatever it is that they believe in. For some, it could be religion. For others, it could be spirituality. For others, it could just be universe or something, a higher power. But it does feel like for this person, that's also a priority right now, to make sure that they're giving themselves everything that they need, and that they are making the progress that they need to make to get the outcome that they desire, because it feels like the rug has been pulled from underneath them. It does feel like for this person, the last few months have been very difficult. This is a timeless reading, but as I'm recording this, it is May 2025. So I would say, if you're watching this as I'm recording this, probably like the last year, right? Like 2025 has probably been a very difficult year for them, where it almost feels like it's one thing after another that keeps coming up. But again, this isn't somebody who's going to give up. Let's take a look at what is their love language, or how do they express their love. We have the Queen of Swords. We have Justice. And we have the Emperor. Okay, so pile number 3, as far as this person's love language, I really do feel that this is somebody who I'm getting physical touch is absolutely coming through here. Acts of service, and I would also say that this is somebody who really enjoys like gift giving. But this feels like they're very thoughtful. They're very intentional with what it is that they give. And I also think that this is somebody that expresses their love through communication, through showing up and being consistent. Like, consistency is very important to this person. I do also feel like this is somebody who is a provider, a protector. So this is the type of person that they show their love by being able to keep the people that they love safe and by being able to provide for the people that they love. So when it comes to a romantic relationship, like, this is somebody who is a provider, somebody who is a protector, somebody who wants to make sure that you have everything that you want, everything that you need, and everything that you deserve. And there is a very, I think there's a very big side of this that also involves a lot of like intimacy, physical touch, hugging, kissing, holding hands, spending time together, I think is very important for this person. And this is somebody that, like, I honestly feel for this person, it's almost like all of the love languages are coming up, because I also think this is somebody that really shows their love through acts of service as well, by making sure that their partner is taken care of, by making sure that they're showing up in the way that their partner needs. So for this specific pile, it feels like their love language is almost showing up in the way that they are needed. So this is somebody who, instead of defaulting to something specific, they are very conscious about what does my partner need and how can I be the best partner for my spouse, for my person, for my soulmate, and how can I show up and be there for them. But I do think that kind of connecting through communication, and I think this is somebody that likes to have like deep conversations and really get to connect with their person in that way of like talking things out, going pretty deep about dreams, desires, all of that coming through, very important here. But this is also somebody who, they're going to show up and they're going to make sure that their loved one has everything that they need. And this does feel like somebody who wants to be the main provider in the family, the main provider for their loved one. And in a very financial way as well. Pile number 3. Let's take a look at what will initially draw you to them. So we're going to see what you will be drawn to about them, and then we're going to see what they are drawn to about you. So what draws you in? The Lovers, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Chariot. I love this. Oh, and I forgot to read. This is the Lovers card with the song Lover. This is the Nine of Pentacles with the Last Great American Dynasty. And this is the Chariot with Getaway Car, in case anyone wants to know the songs associated with the deck. So, or with the card. So pile number 3, when it comes to what will initially draw you to them, I do think there is a level of recognition and a level of attraction here from you towards your partner, where you see them, you're very curious about them. I also think that the way that this person acts, the way that this person speaks, the way that this person carries themselves is going to be very attractive. There is something about this person that feels very confident. I also think that this is somebody that is successful, and everything in their air kind of lets you know that. Like, even if you don't know what they do or what they're known for, because remember, we said for pile number 3, this octopus wolf person is known in some way in their community. This is somebody that shows up. This is somebody that has a level of recognition. I do think that even if you don't know exactly what that is, there's something about the way that this person carries themselves that really kind of screams like they're successful, and they are not somebody who gives up, and they are somebody who's very driven. And it could be that when you meet, you already know of this person. You know kind of who they are, and you have an idea of who they are, because that's coming through, and we will be looking at the how and the where might you meet them. So we're going to get more information on that, but it does feel like there's a level of either their aura, their energy, or you already have some sort of recognition, some sort of knowledge of who this is. As far as physical attributes, I think there's something about like the shoulders. I'm seeing something about like shoulders. This could be chest as well. And also something about the smile. This person may smirk. There's something about like a smile, a smirk, something along those lines. And also this person is smooth. Like there's something about them that's like very smooth, very captivating, flirty even. So it could be like once you meet, once you kind of connect, like they come across as like almost like flirty. I also think that this person is going to show their interest, and that's going to be something that you find very attractive, something that really draws you in, that they are unapologetically themselves. Let's take a look, pile number 3. We're going to look at the opposite now. So what will they notice about you first? We have the Page of Wands with you need to calm down. We have the Six of Pentacles with our song. And we have the Devil card with better than revenge. Okay. Pile number 3. I really think that first and foremost, this person is going to be super attracted to the way that you look. I'm honestly getting like it's the whole package. It's the body. I'm not getting like anything super specific. Like it just feels like it's your figure, it's the way that you look, the way that you walk, the way that you dress, that this person is going to be very attracted to. Obviously, your face. I am seeing lips now that I'm saying that. So it could be that you either you wear a lipstick or there's something about your lips. I'm just seeing like very hydrated, moisturized lips. So that's a thing. Pile number 3. This person is going to be very, very attracted to you. This person is going to be like instantly notice you, and they are going to be very drawn to the physical features, to your looks. Like this feels like I must know this person, like just from, even if they see you from across the room, before they even speak to you, they've already noticed you and they want to get to know you. They want to spend time with you. There's also something very inviting about your energy. You could be a very good dancer if you meet this person at a place where there's dancing. That's coming up. Take that if it resonates. There's something very flirtatious, I think, about both of you. That's coming up for both of you. And it could be that, like, you notice one another and, like, the one person is flirting, whoever initiates the conversation or the interaction, and the other person is just like giving it right back. But there is a lot of flirting here. There is a lot of just like having a good time. For some of you, when you connect for the first time, it feels like there's like a party, or it feels like it's this could be somebody that you meet at like a bar, a restaurant, a dance club, a dance class. This could be somebody that you meet. We're going to get to that, but that's coming through here as well. Some sort of event for some of you, because it feels like there's a level of flirting. There could be dancing. There's a lot of eye contact. There's a lot of playfulness to this first interaction, to this we've noticed each other and now we're interacting with one another. That feels very, very lighthearted, very playful, very flirty. Let's keep going. Pile number 3. How and where might you meet? This could be a setting or a situation. I'm very curious here. The Eight of Wands. Yeah, this feels like very quick and out of nowhere. Ace of Wands. A lot of Wands. And Page of Pentacles. Pile number 3, I think you meet this person when you are out and about having a good time. For some of you, this is going to be outdoors. For others of you, this is like an event. This could be, oh my God, I'm trying to think. Maybe a sporting event, maybe a concert. This could be a comedy club. This could be a bar. This could be a club. This could be a dance class, a dance studio. Trying to see what else is coming through. This feels very by chance and almost like lightning fast. Like you are not expecting this. This is not a place that you are going to with the intention or with the sole intention of meeting someone. Like, yeah, you may be in a place where you're open to it, where you're not going to turn it away if it shows up, but this doesn't feel like you go somewhere with the sole intention of meeting someone, and this doesn't feel like somebody is setting you up so you're connecting with your person because you're going on like a blind date or you're going on a date with them. This feels like you're doing your thing, they're doing their thing, you happen to be at the same place at the same time, and it's very quick, very unexpected, very fun. Whatever is happening here, it's very fun filled, energetic type of connection. And for some of you, this is going to be summer. So this could be summer 2025, summer 2026. This is a timeless reading. Take it as it resonates. This could be the end of spring. This could be the beginning of fall. But this feels like it's you're doing something. For some of you, maybe there's like a food festival somewhere. You could be out with other people, but this feels like it's a good time. This isn't work related. This isn't like school. This isn't a situation where there's like sadness or heaviness. This feels very fun, very exciting. Also very divinely guided, because it feels like you're not going to see this coming. This is going to surprise you. For some of you, this could be like at a play, coming out of a movie theater. There's something here where you're doing something for fun. Some of you, a book club, that's coming through. Like maybe if you are in a book club, this person is there. Let's take a look at what will the relationship itself be like. So we have the Nine of Pentacles, we have the Five of Pentacles, and we have the Page of Swords. So pile number 3, I think this is kind of giving power couples. I'm sorry, couple. Power couple, not couples. This is giving a little bit of power couple for some of you. I do think this is going to be very abundant. I do think this is two people that are very strong, very abundant, very in tune with themselves coming together. I also think this is two very independent people coming together. So this doesn't necessarily feel like we are going to be meshed and we are going to become like just one person and we're going to lose our personality. This feels like we're both going to show up and be the best version of ourselves, and we're both going to keep our interest, and we are going to welcome each other in, but we're not losing our independence. So we're still going to be who we are. I do think this is a relationship where for both of you, there's a lot that's going on outside of the relationship as well. And that can be a very beautiful thing, right? Especially if this is like a power couple vibe here that we have going on, because it almost feels like your future spouse has things that they are working on, that they are that requires their time and energy, and so do you. It could be that both of you have similar interests, and you could meet through a volunteering event as well, or through like a fundraising event. That's coming through now. Somebody here may meet at like a bingo event. That's very specific, so take that if it resonates. But as far as the relationship, I do think this is a relationship that is going to be pretty exciting to some degree. And I do think that you are both going to enjoy talking to one another, and that you are both going to be able to confide in one another. That's going to be a very important part of this relationship. The Five of Pentacles is here, so I do want to talk about it because typically the Five of Pentacles speaks to disappointment. It speaks to kind of feeling left out. It can speak to blockages, or it can speak to like financial constraints. But I also think that what this is speaking of is at this relationship for both of you, because we have the Nine of Pentacles and the Page of Swords, is actually going to push you both to grow and expand out of your comfort zone. And I do think this is a relationship where, again, it's power couples. I keep saying couples, couple. It's a power couple dynamic, and it's a both of you showing up and being the best versions of yourself and accomplishing very specific dreams and desires. And I think for most of you, if you pick this pile, it's almost like your desire, your wishes, your dreams, your goals intersect, and you're able to work on it together. I would not be surprised if this is a couple where you build a lot of wealth, you build foundations together, or you like start a business together, or you work on something that is very significant to both of you as a couple. This could even be, because we talked about politics earlier, this could even be like one person goes into politics and the other person has, when we talk about politics, typically the spouse is there as a support system, or one person starts the foundation and the other person really helps them run it or operate it. But it feels like there's something significant that both of you accomplish outside of the relationship that is bigger than the relationship itself. But let's take a look, pile number 3. So I want to look at challenges and lessons, right? Because things come up, right? It's a relationship. Things are going to come up, and it feels right to do that when I talk about a future spouse. And this is what might need to be worked on during the relationship. And we have the Knight of Wands. We have the Page of Swords. It's very interesting. The Page of Swords came out as the type of relationship, and now we have it as a possible challenge here. And we have the Four of Swords. Yeah, I'm not surprised to see this. So I think a possible challenge for this group is going to be making sure that you are making time for one another, and that you're also keeping the excitement, the romance alive. I do think both of you are very busy, and I think that's going to be kind of a theme throughout your lives, and you are probably somebody who is already very busy. So prioritizing each other, prioritizing the relationship. We do have the Knight of Wands here, so I do think that there can be some fiery personalities, some fiery emotions that come up, making sure that you are both being mature as you deal with them, as you allow them to come up, as you communicate them, and making sure that, again, focusing on the relationship, making the relationship a priority, not getting so caught up on everything else that's going on, or like if you start a business together, that the business becomes the primary thing, or the foundation becomes the primary thing. Making time for one another, making sure that you are always being honest with one another as well, with that Page of Swords being here, and talking things through, and also seeing things through. So if you say you're going to do something, or if your partner says they're going to do something, making sure that you actually do it, and that you hold yourself accountable, that you hold them accountable. But I also think that this is, again, speaking to making sure that you're communicating, and that you are being fully honest, and that you are dealing with things as they come up. And the Four of Swords is here, not surprised, making, again, don't burn yourselves out doing so much that you don't have energy for the relationship itself, that you don't have time to connect with one another. self-care is important, but also caring for the relationship and prioritizing the relationship is going to be, I think, one of those important lessons that you learn throughout your time together. And it's about compromise. I don't think it's anything that is like ending the relationship or causing a big rift, because I think that both of you are going to be intentional about making sure that everything is okay. So we're going to look at advice for you, pile number 3, as far as how can you align to your person at this time. We have the Page of Swords. This is the 3rd Page of Swords we have. That's crazy. And the 5 of Spring, or the 5 of Wands. So pile number 3. What you can do in order to align yourself with your future spouse, with your soulmate. First and foremost, don't compare yourself to other people. Don't compare your journey or your situation to other people. It doesn't matter who's getting married, who's engaged, or what other people are doing. Don't feel like time is running out. Don't feel like, you are being left out and things aren't happening for you. That's not true. Don't put that energy onto your life, and don't put that pressure onto your life, because it's creating a level of scarcity. So be careful with that if that resonates for you. I also think that this is speaking to focusing on yourself and doing what you need to do for yourself while this comes together, because I don't necessarily think there's anything that you yourself can do to speed this up. And I know that's probably not what you want to hear, but with the Page of Swords being here, this is about you kind of, because both of you have a level of restless energy, and this is about you allowing yourself to almost invest your energy and time into something that feels right for you. This is about not creating a sense of I am waiting around, and instead of doing that, pursuing what feels good and right for you. And this is about trying new things, learning new things, having kind of going on your own adventure as you allow for this to come into your life. Because remember, there's a level of unexpected to this. And I do have to say, I think for this group, the more you kind of focus on it, and the more you are comparing yourself, and the more you are kind of obsessing over it, I think it's going to take longer for this to come together. And again, pile number 3, remember what we talked about your person. They're kind of taking care of other things. So right now it feels like they're not fully in a place where they're ready just yet for the connection. So I have 3 more cards. These 2 are going to be just a message of love, just a message for you. It can be about the relationship. It could be advice for you. We're going to take a look and see, and then we're going to decide what type of message this is. So yeah, that's the energy with the Page of Swords. Play hard. Find time to laugh, goof off, and enjoy each other. But this is also about you bringing that playful energy into your own life, instead of like feeling like you have to put your life on hold or wait for things. Do what you need to do and allow this person to join you. And I know that's easier said than done when you are ready, but that's what's coming through. Sometimes that's all we can do, right? And then we have boundaries. Firm boundaries are needed now. And the boundaries, because we had the octopus representing your person, I do think that this is a relationship where, for both of you, boundaries could be something that you have struggled with in the past. So making sure that you are honoring your own boundaries and figuring out what your boundaries are, because I think that's what your future spouse is also working on at this time. And with this card, we have an affirmation, a spell card, if you will. This could be something that you use, that you say, just information for you. Let's see what we have. Healing. Candle flame, burn this owl. Oh my God, did I just say burn this owl? Candle flame, burn this hour. Bring to me your healing power. That's the vibe, pile number 3. This is a pile where there's healing happening. It could be both of you, definitely on your future spouse's side. We didn't really look too deep into your energy today, but definitely on your future spouse's side. It could be on your side as well, because we usually tend to mirror one another to some extent. But pile number 3, that is what I have for you. And your affirmation for the week, claim it in the comments. I am healing on my journey to love. I am healing on my journey to love. And I think if it doesn't apply for you, that it definitely applies for your future spouse, and they are doing the best that they can be doing. But pile number 3, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share the video if you think it's worth sharing. Let me know what you think about this new outline of the reading, where we kind of go directly into the other person. Let me know what you prefer. Let me know what else you'd like to see next. Stay tuned for the next poll. Thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. I am sending so much love, so many blessings, and I hope to talk to you soon. Bye for now.